Something I never throw away is tissue paper. Fold up the length of your tissue paper and cut into strips. Just cut them roughly about 2 inches wide. There's no need to join them or anything, just keep them on hand. Start by sewing a couple of stitches down the center of the tissue. With the wrong side up, fold the edge of the fabric over 1/2 inch. For a super narrow hem, stitch as close as possible to the fold. At the end, stitch past the fabric onto the tissue and then carefully trim away the excess as close as possible to the stitching. Now fold the hem again along the raw edge. Don't pull the right side of the tissue paper too much, otherwise the fold ends up being along the stitch line. The hem should feel flat and you should be able to see the edge of the fabric to the right of the stitch line. Begin by stitching on the tissue first and make sure the hem is flat. Have the top fold of the hem in line with the inner left side of the presser foot and stitch just to the left of the previous stitch line. It's surprising how much control tissue paper gives you when you're sewing a tiny hem. Fold the tissue paper together, then gently pull along the stitch line to remove it. You can reuse these strips. For a corner, fold and stitch as before, trim off the excess and fold over again. Again, start your stitching on the tissue paper, sew a couple of stitches just onto the fabric, then backstitch, making sure to catch the edge. Continue stitching, remove the tissue paper, and trim the threads. Starting the stitching on the tissue paper prevents any bird nesting. To sew curved hems, roll your tissue paper into a loose cone shape and cut it into strips. Fold, stitch, and trim as before. If you're finding it a bit difficult to trim the fabric, you can stretch and pin the hem down and trim it that way. Fold the hem over again and sew the second stitch line. To keep the tissue paper laying flat, you can tear it along the right side. For the narrowest possible hem, this method gives you complete control. Be sure to check out some of my other tutorials. Thanks for watching, take care, and happy sewing!